Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and S&S Discount Tire. This segment brought your way by Russell Medical Center, russellmedcenter.com. Go check them out. Full directory of doctors and physicians out there. Thomson & Reuters ranks them as one of the top 100 hospitals in the country. Blessed to have a facility, a medical facility like Russell Medical Center right here to service the Southeast. Want to go to the phone lines now and welcome in Jason Caldwell with Scout.com. I know he handles a lot of Auburn, inside Auburn Tigers stuff. But Jason, thanks so much for being part of the program.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going great, Jason. I know a lot of people, a lot of us around here talk about Auburn and Alabama, and you focus mainly on Auburn, but top 100 guys, top 50 guys, the state of Alabama. I want you to just kind of break down where the state of Alabama kind of sits this year in the number of top 50 and top 100 guys, and who gets them into that ranking.
Yeah, I think it's it's another good year for the state, and you start talking about prospects, and obviously, you look at the top of that list, and you have Reuben Foster's a guy that I think pretty much everybody looks at as perhaps a top linebacker in the country, a guy that I think is worthy of everything that's come his way. People have seen him in the Alabama-Mississippi game, and then obviously in the Under Armour game, and a guy that's a tremendous football player. So you look at up the top of the list, to me, you got him, and then I think O.J. Howard's up there. So I would say that you start talking about top guys. There's probably 10 or 12 to me top 200, 300 type players in the state right now. I think there's some guys obviously that probably aren't rated as high as they should be. Some guys that I think are better players than that. But overall, I think it's a pretty good year in the state.
And I want to flash kind of forward to next year, to 2014, and I'll come back. We'll do a quick rundown of some guys, Jason, that are still undecided and where you think they might end up on signing day. But 2014, how is that shaping up as far for the state of Alabama in comparison to this year and last year? I know the state of Alabama has had some stellar players come out the last 3 or 4 years. So how's 2014 looking for the state?
Yeah, I think you look at it, and I think you got two of the top players at their positions in the country already. Marlon Humphrey, obviously a cornerback from Hoover, a guy that everybody saw in the state championship game, and a guy that is going to be a tremendous football player. I think he'll be one of the top corners in the country. And then Trey Williams from St. Paul's and Mobile is already rated the #1 middle linebacker in the country by Scout.com. So you got two guys there. They're, I think, are tremendous football players. Look at the running back position. Bo Scarborough from Northridge High School in Tuscaloosa has already committed to Alabama. Rock Thomas, Rayshawn Thomas from over in Oxford, Alabama. I mean, big-time football player there as well, too. A guy that's, those two guys will be among the top running backs in the country, and both of them will be in the state of Alabama. You got Ronnie Clark over in Calera. Can play wide receiver, but is a big physical safety. A guy that's another guy that I think is a really, really good football player. And then you look at the outside linebacker position, middle linebacker position, two guys in this area that are tremendous players. You look at Dion Hamilton, teammate of Jeremy Johnson over at Carver and Montgomery, a guy that has a ton of offers already. And then outside linebacker, defensive end type is Rayshawn Evans. People that follow Auburn football remember his dad, Alan Evans, was the big-time recruit in the class when Bo Jackson came in. Alan Evans was the #1 running back in the country out of Aub. Rayshawn Evans is 6'3", about 215, 220, plays defensive end for Auburn High School, but will be an outside linebacker. Has well over a dozen offers already right now. So that's some of the guys that'll be worth watching in next year's class. I mean, you start looking, and I think it's going to be again a big-time class, and it's one of those things in the state of Alabama now where every year we get to football season, September, October, and after you get through the camp season, those things, you find more and more guys that are Division I players. I mean, you look at in this class this year, you find a guy like Jonathan Walton, a guy that committed to Penn State from down out of Bayside Academy in Daphne. People see him play, they get a senior film in, and all of a sudden his offers explode. I mean, he got 5 SEC offers since Christmas. He's going to visit Auburn this weekend, and at 6'1", 235, one of these guys that kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit because he doesn't play at a powerhouse school, plays at a smaller private school, and I think that's more common in Alabama, Mississippi, than it is in Georgia, Florida. A lot of those kids are more well known. You get a lot more foot traffic through some of those bigger cities, and I think it's one of the things that Alabama, I think, the networks, everybody's done a better job of finding these guys, and obviously the college coaches have too.
Jason Caldwell on the phone with us, works with Scout.com inside the Auburn Tigers. And, it seems like Mobile continues to be a hotbed, and the recruiters that are going to be fighting for kids down there is amazing, from LSU to Florida State, with Pruitt now, of course, Damian Craig coming back to be really making a footprint down in the Mobile area. This is going to be a lot of high competition down there, Jason.
It is, and it's one of those. You look, and there's been a lot of teams that have had really important players that came out of the Mobile area and led to championship runs. Obviously, you're covering Auburn. You think back, and with Willie Anderson, Damian Craig, just a couple, there. But there's been tons of them that have come out of the Mobile area that have been really good players for Auburn. You look at Alabama, obviously, most recently Julio Jones, the guy that comes to mind, but Robert Lester was his teammate there. Foley. You look at LSU and Jamarcus Russell. I mean, Florida State, had offensive linemen now playing in the NFL. So there's been all those schools. The Mobile area is a hotbed for football. A ton of really good teams and programs coming out of there. You look this year, Jason Smith's a guy that everybody got to see in the Alabama Mississippi game. What kind of athlete and football player he is. And, mentioned Trey Williams next year. St. Paul's there. We saw UMS Wright in the state championship game. Had several youngsters that are going to be good players. So it's one of those things. It's a talent pool area. It's going to be a focal point for most every school in the region again next year, like it always is.
Jason, before we let you go, and again, we appreciate you being part of the program as we get closer to signing day. Hopefully, maybe have you on signing day to kind of recap on the Auburn side of things. Auburn trying to get to 25 commitments. The coaching staff coming in, getting a late start, but got some big-time visitors coming in. And just wrapping up right now, a few weeks out from signing day, who are some surprise gets that you think Auburn lands? Anybody else that you think that they lose in this process?
Yeah, I think the couple of guys that are question marks you look at are defensive end position, and Tayshawn Bauer, Carl Lawson. Tayshawn Bauer from up in Somerville, New Jersey, the guy that's visited Florida State has made a couple of visits around and looking at some other schools. But I think the good thing for Auburn is that this guy that's planning on paying his own way to come back to Auburn on February 1st that weekend and just spend some time with the coaches and guys that are coming on visits. And I think that's a pretty good sign of his interest level in Auburn still. He's still committed. So I think that's a guy that they hold on to. Carl Lawson's a guy that's been committed for a long time to Auburn from Milton High School over Alpharetta, Georgia. Also planning on being in Auburn that weekend on February 1st and has remained committed. But, boy, everybody's come after him, really hard, Tennessee, Clemson in particular. So that last weekend should really tell the tale for him. But you look at that weekend as well, and, Reuben Foster's going to be visiting that weekend. And I think that's a guy that Auburn has a really good chance to get back in the fold, a guy that is, staying close to home might be important to him. And he's formed a bond with his new coaching staff, so that'll be a guy to watch that weekend. And again, they get a visit out of Montravius Adams, a big 5-star defensive tackle from down in Dooley County, Georgia. Those are going to be some things to watch for that last weekend. Should be a crazy one. I think just about everywhere, a lot of guys will be making decisions down toward the stretch, and it'll be a fun year.
Does Auburn get close to 25, Jason?
Yeah, I get a little closer. I mean, you look at the numbers right now, and I think for this team right now, you look with already 3 guys in early. That kind of backs the number a little bit, and so I think they'll have a chance to probably sign, somewhere around 27, 28 guys if they want to, because the 3 guys are counting back to last year. I don't know if they'll get that many, but I'll guess they'll probably go somewhere around 26, 27 total. So you look right now, 17. Got probably a chance for 8 or 9 more if they find the right guys, and there'll be a lot of hustling the next couple of weeks to do that.
That's going to be real interesting to see how it comes down the stretch. Jason, we really appreciate you taking time out to be part of the program. Look forward to talking with you in a couple of weeks, okay?
Sounds good, guys. Have a good one.
Thanks so much. That's Jason Caldwell with Inside the Auburn Tigers. Scout.com as we head down the stretch here, recruiting signing day just around the corner. A lot of big names still out there trying to figure out where they're going to end up, and so we'll keep you up to date right here at Sportz Blitz. Going to take a break. When we come back, Randy will join me. We'll start taking your phone calls again, more trivia questions out for the rest of the show. Stay tuned. More Sportz Blitz Live presented by JR's and SNS Tire right after this.